Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Joey here.
Yo,
We're back. Where we're at? Where were we? Just at my number five.
yeah.
So to recap, number nine for me was Yeezus. Number nine for Joey was Jesus is King. Number eight for Joey was Jesus is King. Number eight for Joey was Yeezus, and number
Jesus.
nine for me was number eight for me was Jesus King. Seven, it was both Yay. Six, his was Graduation. Mine was 808s and Heartbreak. Five, Joey's was To the Life of Pablo, and five for me is My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Oh my god,
Now.
that's ridiculous, bro.
Now, we've had this conversation before. This album is highly, highly, highly regarded. Probably the most critically acclaimed, definitely, Kanye album
Deservedly,
of all of them. What do you say?
deservedly.
Yeah, maybe to some, maybe to some. For me, this album is. I feel like he tried to not recreate, but I feel like it's just a Yeezus with smoother ends. To me, it's a Yeezus with smoother ends.
Not feeling it, bro.
It's a Yeezus with smoother ends. It's an obviously
He was
amazing.
on some punk stuff and used this, bro.
No, but listen. That's why I said smoother ends. It's obviously great. Has a lot of great songs. Devil in a New Dress, probably definitely top five Kanye instrumental that he's ever rapped over.
Excuse my language. I was gonna say it was probably top five hip hop instrumental.
Maybe. Gorgeous, probably a top five true Kanye rap song. But for me, songs like So Appalled, songs like Hell of a Life, songs like even Monster just don't do it for me when I'm, as far as what I'm trying to just listen to. Those are songs that My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy is a one of the only Kanye albums that I do not revisit in its entirety, like from start to finish. I revisit for Devil in a New Dress. I revisit for Gorgeous. I revisit for Lost in the World. I revisit for what's the one that starts with an R? What's the song that starts with an R? Not an is it an R? Help me out.
First, Run Away.
Yeah.
Run Away.
Yeah.
What do you mean the song that starts with an R?
I forgot about it.
That's his best song.
No, it's not. Stop it. Power.
That's his best song. Yes, it is.
No, it's not. No, it's not. But yeah, that's my spiel. I don't have much to say about the album. Doesn't carry a lot of weight for me, and I have it at number five only because of its obvious high regard.
So you're telling me that other people's high regard is why you have it at five? If not for that, where would you have it?
I have it. I'm not saying other people's high regard. I'm just saying that it is in high regard for a reason that I agree with. I'm just saying that coupled with my feeling that the album is overrated has it at the midpoint for me.
Overrated.
Yes, overrated. Somebody said that was the best album of the 2010s. That's overrated.
Who said that?
So who? So wasn't it Complex or something? Didn't you say that?
Of course, I said that.
Yeah. No, no.
There's only one other album that could have that claim to it. The 2010s. That's To Pimp a Butterfly. But we digress. Number four is 808s and Heartbreak for me. someone pointed this out on Twitter one day. It was Kanye West is probably the only artist that you can find 10 different people that each have one of his solo works as their personal favorite album. And I agree with that. Obviously, I think things might have changed a little with the Jesus is King release. I don't know how you would feel about that.
No, that's probably right.
Um, but yeah. Like you said, on this album, there's probably a different favorite song for everyone. And my favorite song on here has developed over the years. You see, so 808s is the album that originally got me into Kanye.
Mm-hmm.
Because the first Kanye West song I ever heard was Amazing in the 2009 NBA playoffs.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so that really resonates with me. I have so much nostalgia whenever I hear that song.
Yeah.
Seeing those Kobe fadeaways, even the Paul Pierce fadeaways, amazing in the background. It was also in like 3 different 2Ks.
Yeah.
I think just because it was the official NBA playoff song. But yeah, this gave life to a bunch of rappers, Cudi and Drake to an extent, of course. Album has a special place for me, and I really began like to revisit it probably whenever I was 14, and yeah, there is a different song on there for like almost every mood.
Yeah.
So I do think that's better than Graduation. And if I'm correct, didn't Chance argue that this was a top 3 of his albums?
I'm pretty sure Chance rocks hard with the College Dropout, but you may be right. But I don't know.
I remember there being like a very noteworthy rapper on Twitter in the last like 2 years or so. Someone ranked this as like their least favorite Kanye album, and then a bunch of slander came their way. That's all I know.
Fun fact about Chance. He's come up a little bit in here. Everybody knows that I'm the resident Chance the Rapper fan in most circles. Chance, it was an interview like a couple years ago. He's the reason that I ever listened to B by Common in its entirety, because he said that was one of his top 3 favorite albums, and I was like, that's an interesting name for an album. It was The Cool by Lupe Fiasco, and I'm pretty sure it was The College Dropout or something. But now B is one of my favorite albums of all time. But like you said, we digress. Number 4 for me is The Life of Pablo. Like you said, that album, for it to be as long as it is, and for it to be as kind of chaotic and kind of all over the place as it is, it's really, really cohesive to me. I think it's sequenced near perfectly. Like, and that's hard for an album. Like, before, you had albums that had like skits and interludes and things like that. This album, though it has kind of pseudo interludes with like the Silver Surfer thing and the Frank's track and stuff like that, it's really, really cohesive for an album of its length when it came out. I think it's the best 3-song start of any Kanye album, with Ultralight Beam, Father Stretch My Hands, and Famous. That album, like we listened to it, I think this past summer playing basketball, and like for me, my favorite song kind of, what do you say?
You said Highlights.
Yeah, Highlights. I don't know, like that song for me is it's just like so many different sounds and people. I think Rihanna starts it off. I think Young Thug is on it for a little bit. The Dream is on there for a little bit. It has the At the end, I love it. But a song that I've been listening to a lot lately is 30 Hours. I love 30 Hours.
Well, where he's rambling at the end is so funny, bro.
Like I love that beat. I love that
Mm-hmm.
beat. When he's at the end, hey, you know, hey, you know, I love that. I love that because that's just hip hop, man. He's not rapping crazily. He's not doing. He's just rhyming. He's just doing his thing. And I also think on No More Parties in L.A., that's the last time we heard Kanye really rap. In my
That is the
opinion.
last time Kanye really rap.
That was to be on a track with Kendrick Lamar in 2016 and keep up when you give Kendrick Lamar 2 minutes at the beginning
He
of
out
the
rap
song.
Kendrick on there, bro.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And Kendrick had a good verse.
Kendrick had a great verse.
You know what I'm saying? Like to me, to the Life of Pablo, is really good. I think it's better than My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Well, so my number 3, the album that started it all, College Dropout. This could honestly, with this top 3, they can be arranged in any order for me. This album, like it feels so raw, but it feels like, you know, the Kanye that when people say I miss the old Kanye, like I feel like this is what they think about. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Not that they're like isn't old Kanye, but I feel like this is who they think about. Like
Definitely.
to just like that humble but not humble at the same time. The kid who came up. This album is great. I didn't listen to it all the way through until my freshman year of high school. But that's when I really, really got entrenched into his discography. I listen to this album regularly, like once a month, all the way through. There was a whole summer. I think it was 2018 summer. I had the CD. I had my Chrysler. Remember my black Sebring?
Yeah, I remember that.
I kept it in there 24/7.
I remember that.
Yeah, I listened to this album nonstop. The sample for All Falls Down on this album is beautiful. I have so many feelings about this album.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, you got the Graduation Bear. You got him here. Well, he's Dropout there back then, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I love this album. It could be anywhere from 1 to 3 for me. I want to see what you have to say.
I'll leave that suspense for a 2 and 1. Number 3 for me is Graduation. When I think of Kanye West, I think of Graduation. Plain and simple. Because that was the first I ever heard of Kanye West. That's the only Kanye West album I ever saw physically in my household before I started buying my own albums. That was an album that my father owned, that my sister owned.
Really?
Yeah. Like I'm pretty sure, or it was just the same disc that they.
Cool.
Or it's just the same disc that they used. But anyway, it's, to me, Kanye's best strength is his sonics. Like that's the thing. Just how it sounds with the headphones on, how it sounds in a stadium, how it sounds when you press play. And I think this has the best value for that. Good Life, Can't Tell Me Nothing, and Flashing Lights will live absolutely forever. I don't know what you were thinking with Good Life. I don't know what you were thinking. That Michael Jackson sample, and the T-Pain feature. I don't know. I honestly just don't know what you're thinking.
T-Pain feature weak, bro.
Oh my gosh. Can't Tell Me Nothing. That's probably like you can't say enough about that song. Flashing Lights, man. I'm gonna after I get off of this with you, I'm going to put my headphones on. I'm going to listen to Flashing Lights. That is.
I listened to it 2 days ago.
That's just it's just when I played this when we graduated 2 years ago. It was a full. So did you listen to it when we graduated high school?
Yeah, I listened to the whole album that day. And don't think like I told you, I don't dislike Graduation.
No, of course. Of course.
And I don't want people to think I'm dissing T-Pain whenever I say that T-Pain feature is weak. T-Pain is a great artist. I'm just feeling it on that side.
T-Pain apologist.
People be mean. People been mean to T-Pain the last few years, and it hurts my feelings.
The last thing I'll say about Graduation, a sleeper song on that album, which I think is as good, maybe not as memorable, maybe not as iconic, as good as any song on that album is I Wonder. That song is amazing.
See, this is why I love discussing Kanye, bro. Like, there's so many songs on each of his albums that like they get overshadowed by other greatness on the album. Like, that completely slipped my mind. Love that song.
Yeah. I could go the rest of my life. I know I say I could go the rest of my life without listening to Stronger, but every time it comes on, I never skip it.
Stronger hit different back in the day. It don't hit the same no more.
Yeah. I agree. Give me your number 2.
Number 2, Late Registration. This used to be my number 1 before JV Basketball.
Interesting. Very interesting. Very interesting. Continue.
So like on all those long drives to BY and Reedsville, there were 2 albums I had a rotation like strictly for like 3 months, and it was this and
For Your Eyes Only.
Yeah. Oh wait. I meant Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, but yeah. So before that, Late Registration was my number 1.
Yeah.
Okay. Late Registration. So I feel like the We Major sample is beautiful. We Major is a great song. It's amazing. The Nas feature there.
Can't say
that's one of the best. I can't think of a better Nas feature than right there. Which is weird. He was probably out of his prime at that time. When did we?
05.
When did we? 05. Yeah, we had seen the last of a great Nas by then. Then you have. Well, let me pull up the track list. I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank.
You're good. Just ask me. Just ask me.
Well, no, you are. I'm seeing it now. All right, so you have Crack Music. That's a slept-on song on the album. That was right around when the game popped up. Even though he didn't do much on the song, he brought a well-needed energy to it. Then you have both versions of Diamonds from Sierra Leone. You have an iconic Hope bar in there. Another Businessman. I'm a Businessman. Then Kanye's performance on both of those songs.
Underrated.
Yeah. But both of those are in his top 5 rapping performances.
Sure.
But I can't put it to number 1 because there are 3 songs on here that I just don't really care that much for, and I don't think 2 of them is going to be controversial, but me saying I don't really be feeling Hey Mama like that's going to be controversial, because I know people look at that as one of the best like dedication to their mother's songs. Yeah. I don't be feeling it like that.
Yeah,
and I understand the meaning behind it. I mean, it's a special song, but it just don't buzz for me. It's too melodic for me, and like that sounds kind of weird, but I don't know, bro. And I listen to "Bring Me Down" constantly.
Mm-hmm.
I know he stole that from his freestyle, and a lot of his old freestyles he reused them in like his first two albums. He just turned them into songs,
Yeah.
which is pretty cool, I guess. Gold Digger. That what's his most famous song? You say? Would you say it's Gold Digger?
It's Gold Digger.
Yeah.
His most famous song is probably either Gold Digger or Stronger.
I was gonna say Can't Tell Me (2).
Maybe.
Drive Slow. That's a really cool song. And My Way Home. While he isn't personally on the song, but My Way Home, that's a crazy song. That's kind of how I first introduced myself to Common. And you know, Common is another great Chicago MC. I love Common. I listened to B nonstop last year. This is a great album. It could really be number one. But the other two songs that like I wasn't really feeling, it's Late and Celebration, bro. And which one is it, bro? There's an annoying laugh in the background, and it gets on my nerves so bad. It's so terrible. Which song is it?
Late.
So, I hate it. So, bro, it gets on my nerves every time I hear it. Really? I think Tristan ruined the song for me because she pointed it out one time, and now I can never stop hearing it.
I feel the same way you feel about Late Registration about The College Dropout. Obviously awesome, all those things you just said. Really raw, but also really, really good and polished for a younger artist. I think that The College Dropout and the Late Registration are sisters in a way. You have the iconic Bernie Mac narration with the skits and things like that.
Those skits, bro.
This is the thing about the skits. I think The College Dropout has more sleepers than like those songs that you just don't really listen to like that than Late Registration. For me personally, those being Breathe In, Breathe Out, School Spirit, and let me go back because I looked at them all. Breathe In, Breathe Out, School Spirit, and The New Workout Plan. I know The New Workout Plan is a huge song, but it like I heard Tony Baker talk about it a couple days.
Not talked about much anymore.
It feels gimmicky. You know, it feels a little bit too young and fun and stuff. But we talked about it yesterday. 2 Words is a song that I slept on for a really long time. A song I didn't really understand how great it was until about a year ago. Never Let Me Down is a song that I have listened to constantly since I got back to school.
Yeah, that's my favorite song on the album.
An amazing song. Maybe Kanye and Jay-Z's best song together, like in terms of just both of them. And you talked about All Falls Down, man. Family Business is a song I listened to a lot last fall when I was here and not with my family because I was gone for about 3 months. And I don't know, it just really resided with me, and I made a whole blog series about it, or with that title. Last Call, obviously iconic.
That spawned a bunch of copycats.
Yeah, a whole bunch, all of them, all the copycats. And Through the Wire, to me, the best instrumental Kanye's ever rapped over, without a doubt.
I'm mad at that.
Without a doubt. And
I love his voice when he had his jaw wired, bro.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like that song, bro. That song. Oh my gosh, that song, man. That's all I can say.
It felt so hungry, man.
That's all I can say, man. That like when you like, it's the thing when you press play from the get go. That's everything. That's everything. That's everything. That's everything. Go ahead. Give me your number one.
My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. That is the best album of the last 11 years now. I haven't seen anything be better. So I know what you said about So Appalled. All right. That's the worst song on the album, but I still think it's like a 7 out of 10 song. I feel like it would have been better if he didn't have the necessary features on the song. Also, Hove, he gave a lackluster verse there. But Kanye did fine there, I felt. But it felt like it was in the right place on the album. It felt like, I know everybody knows the picture of Kanye at, was that the VMAs?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, it was Amber, and he had the bottle of Hennessy. He was passing that around with Kid Cudi. That's what the album felt. It was the redemption, and I don't know how much you've seen about the makings of the album, where he was flying dudes out, and they weren't allowed to say a thing.
It was in Hawaii, right? Hawaii.
Yeah. And if you came, you had to have a suit on. Like everyone had to have on a suit. Like the vibes, like he wanted to make it like a real life vibe, like during the recording, and so that you felt it while you were listening to it, and it's definitely felt. And I don't know if you've seen the whole film with Runaway. Have you?
I watched it in December. I watched it again in December. I rewatched it in December.
Yeah. It gradually moves throughout each track, and I haven't seen anything better than that, bro. Runaway, I believe, is his best song ever.
I just don't get it. I just don't understand. I just don't understand.
I know you say you feel like Pusha T's out of place there, but he's there because you needed the douchebag on the song, and that's who Pusha was being there. But like Kanye says, one more toast for the douchebags. That's who Push is there, and that's the whole point. Remember, it's about Amber, right?
Yeah.
And you have that piano, bro. I don't know. It gives me like, it's really eerie to me. I don't feel it whenever I'm listening to any other song. I only feel it with that song. That song, bro, it's got me through some tough times.
Really?
No cap. Yeah, man.
Really? I wish
things ain't always sweet. Things ain't always sweet, bro. Then you said "Hell of a Life." That song is also hard hitting. I think that song. So I know we've been talking about Kanye's best rapping songs. Mm-hmm. I will put that number 5. I put that at the very end of it. I don't know if it's the subject matter you're not getting around, or maybe the auto-tune chorus. I don't know. It's really hard to me. Gorgeous, like you said, that's up there with his best. And you have the Nicki Minaj intro in Dark Fantasy. Monster, you got maybe Nicki's best verse ever. And people hate on Jay-Z's verse on that song. I feel like every song on that album, every verse on that song were well put together. Rick Ross did great in that little intro. Blame Game is my second favorite song on the album. John Legend did great. I love the feel of that song. I think it's the second verse. I don't know if you've ever noticed it, but if you're in the car and you have the voices like talking to Kanye, one voice to come out of your left speaker, and the next voice will be in your right speaker. But I feel really immersed in it. And then Lost in the World, that's a beautiful song. It's very different.
I really like that song.
Yeah. I feel like you only get that from songs on this album, like that, for me at least. And you get like 3 of them, 3 out of the 4 in a row. You get Runaway, then you get Blame Game and Lost in the World after Hell of a Life. I do feel like the track list could have been rearranged there. I don't feel like Hell of a Life belongs in between those. But
it's definitely.
And then I haven't talked about All of the Lights or Power yet.
Yeah.
And those are the two most iconic songs from the album. Everyone knows Power. I read that he spent a really long time like mixing that song. I didn't know that. And then you have All of the Lights. Rihanna did great on that song.
Yeah. Yeah.
The
So did MIA.
the emotion on there too. Um, I I love this album. I feel really immersed in it.
I love the
Like
interlude. The All the Lights interlude.
yeah, like I just feel like everything on there, it all meshes perfectly. Like he really captured what he was setting out for when he made this album. I have to put it number one. The only other album, like I said, that I've seen come close is The Pimp a Butterfly, and they may even be better, but in my eyes, I do prefer My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
I hear you. I definitely hear you. That's the first time you've actually spelled it out for me, which I appreciate. Um, and I definitely hear you. Like Power for me was the first song I ever know all the words to. The first Kanye song I ever knew all the words to. Um, all of the Lights. Definitely that was a song that was on everybody's highlight videos and stuff like that back in the day. For me, Late Registration is his best album, um, because of I think it finished what the College Dropout started, and like I said, the the skits in College Dropout I think were a little bit what's the word I'm looking for? I'll just say that Late Registration skits are better. They're more memorable. You have Wake Up Mr. West first. You have the fraternity ones with the steps. I have those two skits memorized, like
Bro,
memorized.
you do them perfectly too.
I love them. I love them. And speaking of JV basketball, sophomore year, this was a song I got a concussion that year, and I had to do a return to play thing where I like ran around the gym like 30 minutes, and this was the song, and
I
this was
feel
the
you,
album.
bro.
Yeah, this was the album that I listened to because I was listening to this album every day in sophomore year of high school. It's definitely definitely top heavy, but there are still a lot of good gems in the bottom half. Heard 'Em Say to me is Kanye's best intro. Um, that Adam Levine, I don't think I was thinking about this a couple days ago. I don't think Adam Levine has a bad feature. Like he only has three that I know of. This one, he has a song with Gym Class Heroes called Stereo Hearts. He has a song with Jack Harlow that just released last year.
What about the Animals remix with J. Cole?
No. Adam Levine featuring on somebody else's song.
You've heard that though, right?
I think I heard it back in 2012. I don't know.
Bro, no, that came out. That came out in the eighth grade, bro.
Oh, really? I remember.
swear.
I remember it. I remember it now. That you talk about it. I have not revisited it. I know Cole
Cole feels so out of place on it, bro.
he did a remix of TKO with Justin Timberlake too. Cole be doing a lot of
The,
stuff.
the TKO remix, like that was a great song because I mean, what it was pushing ASAP, and what two of them responded with Kendrick's control verse on there too.
I gotta go back and listen to that song.
TKO.
I gotta go back and listen to
You
that
don't.
song.
I hope you don't get copyrighted, bro.
No, I hope not either. But going back to Late Registration, touch the sky, touch the sky, touch the sky, touch the sky.
I used to listen to that. I used to listen to that
Touch
before I went to
the
cheats every day.
Sky. Come on, dog. And you had, like he said, Drive Slow, My Way Home, Crack Music, Roses. Like I think I saw something. Somebody said that Roses is I think somebody said Roses is Kanye's best song. I don't believe it, but it's one of his
I'm not
best.
mad at that.
It's one of his best storytelling songs, definitely. Has one of the best choruses.
I constantly found myself wishing that that song was longer.
I know. I agree. I agree. Like you said, "Bring Me Down" is a song with Brandy I love. We Major, 10 out of 10 song. I don't know. Why don't you like "Hey Mama"? You just don't identify with the sentiment of it.
No, I do like I love Tupac's "Dear Mama." I just don't feel it here.
It does feel a little bit nursery rhymish.
Yeah, that's why. Like, I was gonna say, like, it feels kind of like childish, but like, I know it's not. But it just feels weird to me. I don't particularly enjoy it.
I listen to it all the time. I love "Hey Mama." And speaking of rap, I think "Gone" is one of the best rap songs
That
ever.
last verse.
Period. That last verse is like, 90210 by Travis Scott.
Yeah.
His last verse on that. That's what it makes me think about, because to go out and that amazing sample, I think it's Otis Redding again. That sample fade out, and then he comes back, and come back and go for another minute or however he went. At the end, the way he did, I love that song. I love Consequences verse. I love Cameron. I love him at the end. And then obviously at Diamond Street. Why don't you like it? Why don't you like Late? That's a awesome song.
Man, he does a lot of talking, and like I feel like that's most of the song, and it's a little different from 30 hours. I feel like you can kind of relate to 30 hours, but I like 30 hours.
I hear you. Well, man,
the chorus just kind of doesn't feel well written.
What was it? Oh, this is the other thing. How long, off the top of your head, how many tracks are on College Dropout? You have 5 seconds.
18.
Okay. How many tracks are on? Right? I'm going to tell you. How many tracks are on Late Registration? You have 5 seconds.
21.
There's 21 tracks on both songs, on both albums.
Really?
Yes.
21 on College Dropout?
To me,
Late Registration feels longer.
To me, College Dropout feels longer.
Really?
Way longer. I feel like it just.
Which which one is longer?
College Dropout is longer by 8 minutes, or by 9 minutes, according to Apple Music. It's probably because of Last Call.
1 hour 10. Yeah.